MrBeast reportedly makes $700 million a year. Of course, this is just not on YouTube. This includes his entire business, like MrBeast Burgers and Feastables, among many other things. This girl over here, Zheng Xiangxiang from China, reportedly makes $14 million a week in sales by doing this.
再加一个，2个9块小车，10块，39， 10块。
Unbelievable, right? Two very different approaches, yet both are so effective in making money in their own respective cultures. Why? For those of you who don't know me, I'm an Asian at heart. Duh. I was born, raised, and grew up in Malaysia for the first 18 years of my life, but then I moved to Australia and have been living here ever since. So that's why I have this strange, funny accent, funny pronunciation you hear all the time. Anyways, because of how I grew up, I am exposed to both Asian and Western culture. Both have their own pros and cons. But today, I want to focus more on making money as an influencer, how they are vastly different in different cultures, and how you can learn from each of them to up your game as well. So let's begin from the Western influencer side of things. For Western influencers, they rely heavily on YouTube AdSense, affiliate marketing, Patreon, and brand deals, just to name a few. There are also sponsored posts, which is a major revenue source for many influencers on Instagram and TikTok. For Asian influencers, they share similar platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as well, but they also have their own platforms such as Weibo and Douyin, which is TikTok in China. But the way they make money is quite different. For example, YouTube isn't such a huge thing amongst Asians, mainly because the revenue they make from YouTube AdSense is almost negligible due to low CPM. Hence for them, they would see these platforms as merely platforms and use it to drive sales to their own business. So this leads to my next point. Brand collaborations. Both types of influencers share similar brand collaborations. You know, big brands, small brands, and a diversity of products depending on their audience. One thing I noticed in Asian influencers is they cover almost everything. I mean, I've seen them selling from watches to bags to bread to fish. And no, I'm not kidding. The biggest one I've seen is Asian influencers who also sell luxury products like Chanel or Gucci bags. These are the kind of stuff that is out of my scope. I'm more towards the Western style where the items sold aren't that out of place. They are usually more niche products and they cover products that are more suitable and relevant for their audience. But selling is very different amongst these two types of influencers as well. For Western influencers, they usually take their time to build up their following, often by creating videos and posts to build up their credibility and relatability. Then they will get sponsors as they grow and they will create sponsored videos and posts that are blended nicely into their content style to make it less salesy. Western influencers take a lot of time and effort to build up trust before they use their influence to sell a product or service. Asian influencers, on the other hand, they can start selling from day one. In fact, all of their videos can just be one long sales commercial. You can throw authenticity out of the window and just be a pure salesperson. But the thing is, the Asian viewers are absolutely fine with this. It is almost as if the viewers they get are already ready to buy something. To me, this is the biggest difference. The Western culture wants to see value out of the things they buy, so they take their time. Whereas the Asian culture just goes right into it. It's like there's no need for trust in Asian influencers. You just tell the viewers you have this to offer, buy it now or leave. And also, Asian influencers do very well when it comes to live streaming. The sales they do are all live streamed. One person will do the talking and another person will keep an eye on the chat and note down buyers. It's like an auction house. It is crazy. And I don't see that happening in Western influencers. I don't know if I'm out of touch or something. I mean, just take a look at this yourself. See how quick she is selling? It's like brands just give her their product for that 3 seconds and she can drive sales for them. I think the conversion per product is pretty low. I just don't see how. But if she can make $14 million a week doing that, then her viewers must be a lot. So both styles have their own merits, but how about we compare two top influencers from both cultures? We have Xiao Yang Ge, or Crazy Little Young Brother, who is the top influencer in China, and we have the infamous Mr. Beast, who everybody knows. Young Brother's net worth is about $451 million, whereas Mr. Beast is about $700 million. Of course, they have other businesses as well, but let's just focus on money made from content creation platforms. Mr. Beast makes his money from running multiple channels on YouTube, where he gets paid through YouTube ads. He gets hundreds of millions of views per video, so he can easily live off YouTube ads. What about the Young Brothers? Well, they are actually twins and they run their channel together. Their way is quite different. They do create content as well, but they are short, funny clips. However, the clips are not their main source of revenue. Their short clips are more towards getting known out there to build up audience and following. Their main source of revenue is mainly through live streams, specifically selling on live stream. You have seen this girl here selling. This is actually a live stream, so the Young Brothers are doing similar methods. The only difference here is they entertain and sell at the same time. So they would do funny things like playing around with luggage bags or selling luxury products at a massive discount. Of course, all of these are planned with the sponsor first. Then they will talk funny, they will give funny reactions to comments, they will sell whatever they have in the least salesy way. So both are very successful influencers, but both have very different approaches to very different audiences. I think if you ask me, they both have their own merits and demerits. The first one being how live streaming is relatively quicker to do when compared to big production videos like Mr. Beast, where it could take months to produce a high quality video. Quick doesn't necessarily mean better though. For example, you only make money if you live stream, so it is active income. But producing the right video can be beneficial in the long run and can generate passive income. It can also be seen as a matter of quantity versus quality. The second one is cost. Mr. Beast's videos are expensive, not something many can do, especially if you are starting out. The Young Brothers though, all they need is their phone and the ability to speak. You don't need fancy cameras, you don't need fancy lighting, maybe a softbox or two, but that's all the gear you need, so investment is pretty low. There is some form of investment for video editing, but it is not as much as Mr. Beast. Third is repeatability. The Young Brothers do the same format over and over again. It is literally placing the camera in a good spot and talking like there's no tomorrow, like a talk show host. Each live stream's main purpose is to drive sales. The only thing that's changed in live stream is the product they are selling, as well as their entertainment, which is impromptu. For Mr. Beast, each video takes a long time to produce, but it requires a lot of brainstorming, it requires setup, it requires analysis, it requires research, it requires new ideas. It definitely can't be done alone. You need a team for that. I would say each video Mr. Beast creates ultimately needs to make money as well. I mean, a video needs to pay for its expensive production in some way. But the difference is Mr. Beast may take 3 months to create one video that continues to generate income for the next 2 years. But the Young Brothers must continuously live stream to generate income. So we have cheap, repeatable, and quantity versus expensive, once in a lifetime, and quality. I think at this point, I need to point out that they are both very viable monetization methods. Some of you are probably already thinking you prefer one over the other, but I assure you, there's no preference here because the ultimate goal is to make money. Which methods you prefer actually reflects your own work schedule and your style as well. So please, do not leave me comments telling me which one is better over the other. We're not here to debate that. But that's not to say both Young Brothers and Mr. Beast have nothing in common. In fact, I think what they share in common is what makes them both successful. What I mentioned just then about their different ways of making money, that's not their core value. That's just a business strategy. The few things I did take note of with the two of them is 1. both of them involve helping people in their respective way. I don't really watch Mr. Beast's videos, but we all know he is always giving money away or giving cars away through various challenges. Sometimes he also does charity work like helping dogs find a home. The Young brothers, they are helping by getting good discounts on luxury products. That might seem like a simple thing to do, but helping Asians save or make money is the ultimate service you can provide. Again, their methods are different because they target two very different audiences. They may seem weird to you, but know that each content they produce is catered towards the audience they want to pull. Another point I want to point out is the authenticity in them. What I see in both Mr. Beast and Young Brothers are authenticity, not necessarily relatability, but authenticity. The way they behave in their video mostly exhibits fun and genuine, and it makes you want to join in on whatever they are doing. For Mr. Beast, his challenges are doable. You feel like you have a chance to win some money from him, and he looks like an approachable guy. For the Young Brothers, they react and they respond to you in a funny way. It's like that friends you have where you can say anything you want, laugh at the littlest thing, and just have a good time. And probably the biggest one to me is how they are making so much money without looking salesy at all. I think that is the biggest take I have here. Each content they create is to make money from the views they get, yet the product or service they sell is never their main focus. It has always been the entertainment they want to provide to their audience. The product and service, that's secondary. Anyways, that's all from me. There are other things I would like to cover as well, such as the differences in video editing, style, and delivery, but I think that's pretty obvious. Alright, catch you in the next one. Bye.